Hello and welcome to Revueo, the heavily opinionated movie review show.
I'm Ant.
I'm Cal. And I'm Paddy. Every week we look at a new cinema release and we also take a look back on a classic film available on DVD.
This week we're going to be looking at Matt Damon's new film Green Zone and Goodfellas.
So this week we saw Green Zone, directed by Paul Greengrass, starring Matt Damon and a little bit of Jason Isaacs. Not enough, clearly.
Smidgen.
The basic synopsis of the film is that Matt Damon, who plays Chief Warrant Officer Miller, I believe, he's part of a task force in 2003 invasion of Iraq, and they're charged with looking for weapons of mass destruction. After several unfruitful attempts at uncovering some of the WMDs, he starts to doubt some of the intelligence that he's been given by those above him. And that's pretty much the gist of it, and it takes it on from there.
Yeah. I mean, my first thoughts of this film was it fact or was it fiction? Because it's a very serious note. I mean, we're still in the Iraq War, and kind of what are everyone's opinions on WMDs and things like that. And for this film to come out so early was quite controversial for me. So I did a bit of research and it found out it's fiction, based loosely on facts. I mean, they did some research, I understand, into what happened, but I don't think it is based on like genuine accounts or anything.
I didn't think it was that early. I mean, the events it considered as the end of the Iraq War, kind of the end where Bush says, "Oh, mission accomplished, we've done it, and we're going to start coming out." But that's been a 5-year gap of people leaving Iraq, and so. But I think we're getting into politics here rather than the film.
As mentioned before, it was directed by Paul Greengrass, who's a personal favourite of mine. He did The Bourne Supremacy, The Bourne Ultimatum, and he did United 93, which I thought was absolutely incredible. He's got kind of a style that comes across in this film, which is to use a lot of handheld shots. He always seems as though he's kind of in the thick of the action and kind of getting stuck in there. And I thought it worked quite well in this film, to be honest.
Does he use the same cameraman for all
They
his
use
films?
the same
probably.
DP, yeah.
The same DP, but is it the same cameraman?
I don't know.
Because I think he's like got withdrawal alcohol problems.
That's his style, though, isn't it?
style.
That's what he brought into the Bourne series, which is what the problem I had with this film is that it is Bourne Supremacy and Bourne Ultimatum mixed in with a bit of Black Hawk Down and Hurt Locker, but taking all the poor elements of it and trying to make a film out of it, which a bit of a letdown, to be honest. I mean, I do love the Bourne series, and I like the style and I like the action, but this just didn't have as much of it, if you know what I mean.
What I quite liked is the way he applied that style to this film. I mean, I don't know if it's Paul Greengrass's first war film. He might have done one in the past, but it's certainly the first war film by him that I've seen. And I thought it worked pretty well. I mean, he's done action films a lot before. Of course, he worked with Matt Damon on The Bourne Supremacy and The Bourne Ultimatum. And yeah, I thought it came across quite well stylistically anyway.
I think it's a shame it's come out so close after Hurt Locker, because people are no doubt going to be comparing them, and Hurt Locker is a far superior film in my opinion. And the problem with Green Zone, it's Hurt Locker with all the bomb disposal people taken out, and that's the whole point of Hurt.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
You're left with nothing.
One thing I disliked about this film is, like I said earlier, it's not got Jason Isaacs in it enough. He's a fantastic actor, I think. I mean, he's Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter series.
Probably one of the best things to leave out.
Yeah.
He's a very good actor in that film, though. Sadly, the film doesn't justify his acting.
He's in. He plays the captain in Black Hawk Down, which is
does.
awesome. He does a really good Southern American accent in that, and also he's in The Patriot. Where he plays the most hilariously cliched English baddie ever, but he's badass. He's really good in
He's
it.
a fantastic actor, and he's in this for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Not to ruin it, but he's in it at the start for 30 seconds, and then in the climax, and that's it.
One thing that can be said about him, he's got an awesome moustache. He's got a pretty good tash going on. He's rocking a serious tash.
Yeah. So, should we go for ratings?
Why not?
Is it time for ratings?
I
think it's time. It's always time for ratings.
Okay, Paddy, I'll let you lead out with some ratings for the Green Zone.
All right. I'm going to give this film a 3. I'm going to give it an alright. In my opinion, it was a bit of a victim of high expectations for me. I expected quite a lot from Paul Greengrass and Matt Damon teaming up again, and it didn't quite make it for me. It doesn't make it a bad film because I still enjoyed it. However, it wasn't anything special. It was very mediocre. So, 3.
I'm going to have to agree with Patrick there. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5, an alright also. I just think it was the Bourne series with a bit of sand.
Just chucked in.
So yeah, it's chucked in here and there, a bit of a letdown, so sorry.
I'm going to give it a 2, pretty poor, because I'm not a fan of war films as they go, and unless they're set in a galaxy far, far away, I'm not really on board. And I think Hurt Locker was the first film about the Iraq War that I was actually interested in, and now this has come along and it's a kind of substandard version of that.
Fair enough. Okay, hope you enjoyed that little review. Coming up is our sketch of Green Zone. Enjoy.
There he is, Mr. Damon, my idol.
Bye, Paul Greengrass. Thanks for another great day on the set of Green Zone. Oh, one of my fans. Wanting an autograph, no doubt? The chores of being award-winning actor/writer Matt Damon.
Oh, Mr. Damon, what a pleasure to meet you.
Please call me Matt.
Okay, Matt.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, Matt.
I know what you want to say. I think just
No,
say it.
it's
Come on.
nothing. No, there's nothing, Matt.
All right, well, it's been a pleasure to meet you, and I'll see you later.
Matt Damon.
Oh, for God's sake! I'm fed up with this Team America bullshit. You know, it's been 6 years since that film came out. I have an Oscar. I'm an award-winning actor-writer. People hurt me in the streets because of this. I hate it so much.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Damon. I'm really sorry. Tell Ben I said hi.
Hello and welcome back to Revueo. This week we reviewed Goodfellas, directed by Martin Scorsese. Synopsisize me.
Synopsisize. You want to synopsisize? Go on, then.
I generally do the DVD one.
It's your turn. Take it away.
My turn. Okay. Goodfellas is about Henry Hill, played by Ray Liotta. It's about him starting out as an underling for a mafioso family, how he builds his way up, and kind of just the progression of his life and how he gets married and how the mafia affects his family, and also how it affects his friends around him and kind of the troubles with being in a mafioso family.
It's very interesting to watch kind of his life events really, and like key points in his life, how the people around him influence him, and I just think it's really fascinating to watch this different world. I mean, there's a lot of gangster films that do kind of focus on the effect on a person's life, but I don't think any film does it quite as well as Goodfellas.
I suppose we should mention that this film was based on a true story. It was actually adapted, firstly, from a novel called Wise Guys, written by Nicholas Pileggi. It was then co-written by Scorsese himself and Nicholas to create this amazing screenplay, which clearly has been adapted for screen in such a fantastic way.
Should we go into actors? Co-starring alongside Ray Liotta are Bobby De Niro and Joe Pesci in kind of superstar performances.
Absolutely.
I think, although I like Joe Pesci's performance, he's kind of the most memorable character, I think Bobby De Niro kind of steals the show because he is the most, not understated, but he's very subtle. He's an enigma of a man.
I know Carl's got quite a lot to say about Joe Pesci's performance in it.
He's the main man of the film. I fell in love with him. He's such a fantastic actor. He's not in enough things. I know he's in Casino and Home Alone.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't really think of anything else.
Home Alone's amazing!
It's a fantastic film, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Oh yeah,
that
he's
is.
in that as well. But I think, I think he was better than De Niro. I'm gonna have to go against you. I think De Niro was very much overshadowed by Pesci and Ray Liotta. And yeah, he was just a really, really good actor.
Speaking of De Niro, I think we're gonna have to bust out the inevitable comparison, Godfather. Someone said to me the other day, they said, The Godfather is about a family of mafia people, whereas Goodfellas is about being a gangster. And I think that's a good comparison. And of course, there's the kind of the difference between time zones, and Godfather takes place in the 30s, and it's about this kind of very organized crime, whereas Goodfellas is almost kind of dirty in a way. It's about it's not about being organized, it's about getting what you want and taking it from people and not caring. And it gets into this bit where there's drugs in it. One thing I did notice is that there's all these people doing drugs and they never show any benefits of the drugs. It's all downsides. It's not like, to compare it with Boogie Nights, which comes in. There's a lot of drugs in Boogie Nights, but everyone seems to be having a lot of fun and everyone's kind of, oh yeah, drugs are brilliant. Whereas in Goodfellas, no one seems to be having more fun when they're on drugs or any less fun when they're not on drugs. It's just, I'm on drugs now, and then everything just goes to pot.
I feel like Goodfellas is a much more relatable kind of film, if that's a word, because compared to Godfather, it seems more down to earth and more gritty and more realistic.
Let's go for ratings.
Why not?
Sure.
Let's go with you first, 'cause you're in the middle.
You know first. I'm going to give this film an obvious 5 out of 5. This film for me is Tits McGee. The shots are revolutionary, the Steadicam shot through the restaurant and the contra zoom, just awesome. I really love this film.
Anthony?
I'm going to have to disagree with Cal and give it a 4, primarily because a lot of biopics tend to suffer from this lack of act structure. Because it's Because it's someone's life, lives don't fit into kind of convenient structures where kind of midway through the film something goes wrong and then they have to save the day. And so it just kind of rolls on. And I feel it's one of those things where a film you need to know when you think it's going to end, when it reaches a natural conclusion, and it doesn't, it just stops. And that's the end of the film, and I feel it suffers because of that.
All right, I'm going to give it an obvious 5 out of 5 for me. I know I've used this term many times before, but I call it a masterpiece because it really is. It's an absolute acting masterclass. The 3 leads are just phenomenal. I love the writing in it. I love the way it's directed. It's just a genuinely awesome film. Love it.
So there you go. If you haven't seen Goodfellas already, go and watch it. We've all proven that it's an amazing film and a fantastic watch.
You prick.
Yeah, that you mother
Shit.
Let me out this take that, you fat prick. Yeah, I got this. Yeah, mother prick. Mother back.
Good enough.
Got it, mother take that, you mother.
What's the fucking matter with you? You're acting like a jock. You gotta be stupid, don't you?
Hello and welcome back to Revueo. Thanks very much for watching. That is all for this week.
Next week, we'll be looking at the Swedish foreign language film, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and we'll also be looking back on American Pie.
If you want to contact us, you can send us an email to revueo@vueo.tv. If you've got anything nice to say, anything bad, we appreciate your input. And we'd like to thank everyone who's joined the Facebook group, and if you haven't, do it.
Do it now!
Just search Revueo on Facebook and we'll be there.
And be sure to check out other great content on vueo.tv every day.
See you next week. Bye.